Back at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas as we continue with After Hours, and pleased to be joined now by the man who is arguably the best team player in all of sports. And I don't know what you think of that, but there's a case to be made for it. And also the face of the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Here is Marc-André Fleury. Here's a quote from General Manager George McPhee at the start of the season. "We'd like the logo to be the face of the franchise, but it's quickly become Marc-André Fleury. In addition to that, your sweater, we are told, is the top seller here by far. Did you think it was going to work out so well for you in Vegas?"
I think it would be lying if I said yes. There's lots of unexpected, coming to Vegas, where hockey is not the biggest thing, and the way that everything turned out has been so much fun and fun to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation this morning, and one of the things you said that was really interesting was because everybody was coming into a new situation, there was nobody that was a veteran of the Vegas Golden Knights. You guys all just meshed together so quickly because you're all in the same situation, experienced everything for the first time, and it's made you guys a better hockey team.
Yeah, I think so. There was something that we talked a bit about, trying to get a good chemistry early in the season, because you don't want to be looking for it, and losing games. And I think, right away we needed to catch some points in the standing, and the way that this team came around together was quick, and it was fun. Good bunch of guys, so it's been fun.
Here's a tweet, Marc-André, relevant to tonight's game. It's from McBrad. What goes through your mind when McDavid has the puck in your zone in any sort of scoring area?
Keep an eye on him and look around who's backdoor, who's around me, because he's always he's good at coming to the net and shooting, but he's always looking for to make passes too, right? So he's tough. He's tough. I think you gotta play him fair, but be aware of his surroundings.
So he's not easy to figure out.
Not
with
easy.
all his weapons.
Not easy, yeah.
When he has the puck on his stick, everybody knows he's such an excellent passer, but you have to also respect the shot too, because when he does shoot it, he can get it away pretty quickly. But do you find yourself maybe looking around a little bit more to make sure there's not somebody open that he'll find?
I try to, obviously he's very quick and he's coming down at you quickly, so you don't have much time, but I always try to peek around, try to see where his teammates are at, But I think tonight our guys did a great job, I think Schmidt played against him a lot and didn't give too much room, around the net, so it's been, he helped me out a lot that way.
Yeah. You were the only player introduced at the expansion draft in June to get a standing ovation. You knew that this moment was coming from the time that you waived your no trade in Pittsburgh. So really I'd like to know how much you were thinking of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, maybe from the trade deadline on, while you were still with Pittsburgh.
I think it was mostly before the trade deadline. I was thinking a lot about what it could be or the move, and once I made that decision, and after that I felt like I could just focus my season and playing with the Penguins, finish it up and try to leave on a good note.
But did you keep track of, even though you were primarily focused on the Penguins, were you still keeping track of what was going on in Vegas?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously reading the news, seeing the coach, the staff, that everybody was they were hiring. Just keeping an eye on it, and they did a great job with it.
What do you remember about this reception?
It was a little weird, to wear another jersey for the first time, but
yeah, because you only had 14 years in Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah. So that was a little different, but the welcome that the people gave me in Vegas was awesome. And
what I found really interesting when they marched you out as the first pick were the looks on the faces of Sidney Crosby and Mario Lemieux. They were stone-faced. In other words, it was pretty clear they were not happy to be losing you. How mixed were your emotions?
They were mixed a little bit, right? We just had won the cup, and I had some good friends on the team that we played together for a long time, right? So it's not easy to put everything behind and move on, but at the same time I was very fortunate to land in Vegas and on a great organization.
Louis.
I look at that picture and I see Sidney Crosby, watching you and seeing that pick. But you guys had such a great relationship in Pittsburgh, and to have the success you had in Pittsburgh, winning 3 Stanley Cups together. that had to be on your mind throughout the end of last year when you guys were trying to win back-to-back championships.
A little
Just
bit.
that you might be leaving this group, and
Yeah.
you know
I
what? But
knew.
then you played some of your best hockey at the end when it really, really mattered.
But I knew it was I had to leave, right? And so I just thought to myself, just enjoy it, enjoy the last part of it, have fun with the guys, and for my best, to keep him in the race for the cup.
One more thing about your departure from Pittsburgh. On June 20th, you had an autograph session at Cranberry Township, a sporting goods store there. It was the last chance for Penguin fans to meet the three-time Stanley Cup champion, Marc-André Fleury. It was scheduled for 7 in the evening, and they started lining up at 1:30 in the morning. Did you ever fully appreciate the depth of your popularity in Pittsburgh?
No, that was crazy. I didn't. I saw it on the news during the day. I was like,
Right.
I would never wait for myself all day. Like, what are they doing? But
Yeah, I'd be thinking, I better get over there.
yeah, that's my point, right? But it was, I think, it just showed the support I got over the years, right? I was there for a while, and I met a lot of great people, obviously with the organization and off the ice too. The fans have been great to me there.
So 4 games in here, you suffered a concussion, you missed 25 games, and somehow the Knights managed to stay afloat by using everyone but the equipment manager as your replacement in goal. So quickly, without even thinking about it, name the 4 goaltenders they used while you were out.
Malcolm Subban, Oscar Dansk, and Max Agassi.
And
Ferguson.
Dylan
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Dylan,
Very good, very good.
That's
Good
awesome.
quiz, yeah.
You were a presence around Vegas all summer, and I think one of the best appearances that you made was with the on-the-bench guys who have achieved a degree of fame by teaching the fundamentals of the game. So let's watch and listen to this.
Hold on, I got one for you guys, I think. Players really don't like that one, but it's pretty efficient though. Or a little harder. I like that one. Now I can see.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so now
I think it
truthfully,
was hilarious how the one standing up said, "I like that one." Seeing him down the ground like
And there was
that.
like a few takes too. This guy took it in the.
well, that wasn't the
I
first
think
shot he took.
No, he took a couple. Yeah. It was like, yeah, they're tough. I'll say that.
So truthfully, Marc-André, how often have you used that move in games?
I used to use it maybe a little more when there was just one referee, right? So when he was looking away, I could get away with it, quick one. But at one time I did to Marty Lapointe, and he turned around. He had a good talk with me, and then I slowed down a bit. Like, yeah.
There is video evidence that you dream of being a forward. We'll let you describe what you're thinking here against these 3 kids who could not stop you.
I don't know.
And you finish.
Finish it off, eh?
That's awesome. I like the
Always,
Sully coming up too.
You gotta let them know, though, eh?
Take that, you kids.
Yeah. I always like playing forward too, so it's like fool around a bit.
Well, there are some pictures that we have that from the very beginning of your hockey career that suggest being a goaltender wasn't always your priority. Not in that one, no, you're a good-looking young fellow there, but this one, no goaltending equipment in sight. So when did it change to goalie for you?
I think that was the first year I learned skating, and then I think the year after I started playing goalie. So it didn't take too long before I strapped on the pads, I guess. Yeah.
Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Goalie pants on. You are part of the Quebec goaltending explosion. Marty Brodeur, Patrick Roy, Roberto Luongo, but there's a case to be made for you being the most athletic of all of them. Why is it so many of your saves are so spectacular, so dramatic?
I don't know. I love it. I love the goalie position. Diving around and being unpredictable a bit on the shooters. I think that's something that I watched Marty Brodeur do a bit. Right? Like you never knew if it was going to pull check or a butterfly. And it's something I really I don't know, like doing, I guess.
That one there where you jumped out of the air with the stick was fantastic. There's winning the Stanley Cup in that celebration. I got a theory. It's because you're so competitive. You'd never really give up on a play. That's why some of them look so dramatic because you get back in it. But one of the things you do that I found really interesting is you stick around in net after warm-up, and you're the starting goaltender, you play that last shot game with your teammates. When did that start, and why do you like to do that? Because typically that's for the backup, just so people know. It's usually the backup that takes that.
I think just when I first came up, I just had a lot of. I think I was playing with all these NHL guys, with Mario and all them, right? So I was like, I might stay in there to get a few more, and I think it's just fun, screw around the guys and try to stop him, get them mad a bit, yell at them. So
yeah, because you battled right to the end too. You wouldn't let anybody score, and you were battling.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Tweet from Susan Chu. I laugh every time I hear Fleury yelling "woo" after someone blocks a shot in front of him. But the question she asks is, how do you manage to still have so much fun during such high-pressure situations?
I don't know.
Or is it as much fun as it looks to be?
Yeah, not every time. It wasn't fun tonight after the overtime goal, right? I was just want to smash a stick, but most nights, I feel lucky to be playing hockey and still been playing hockey, and I like to cheer for my teammates when they make a stop for me, and I'm just trying to enjoy it.
All right, back to life in Vegas. This is a dramatic change for you, Veronique, your wife, and the 2 kids from Pittsburgh. What's it like in comparison?
It's great. I've only been there once before.
Can we see your house in this picture?
No, I live away from the strip. That's what most people think about Vegas is the strip, right? But
exactly.
It's such a big. There's nice neighborhoods, good schools. It's sunny every day. It's a clean city, so it was an easy transition.
So here's a tweet then from Brad Lamb. What Vegas shows have you attended so far this season?
A few. I went to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the Beatles.
The Cirque du Soleil shows?
Cirque du Soleil, yeah.
Right.
I saw Celine Dion, and I got to meet her too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought I was very impressed by her.
Did she know who you were?
I think so. But her son was there too.
Oh, okay.
He knew it, yeah. I heard that.
Team have any rules against players being on the strip, caught in casinos or anything like that?
Not really. I think everybody's smart enough now, right? We're all professionals, and we want to win, so nobody's getting in trouble.
You are living a great life here, and it would be outrageous to compare the effects of the October shooting to those who were horridly caught in it. Nonetheless, it had to affect your family, your wife and 2 young children in some way. How so?
I don't know. It just makes you realize, you never know in life, right? What could happen, and I don't know. It just makes you realize that health and being, with your family is big, and obviously it was tough for many people, so. Try to help in a few ways here and there, and other people that suffered.
Yeah, I know that you and a lot of your teammates made visits to police stations, fire stations, blood banks, etc. And it's almost a good thing to be able to say that no pictures exist of those, because those visits were made out of compassion and sincerity, and they were not media events. What did you get out of those visits?
It was good. It was good to meet the people that help, those firemen, those policemen, that SWAT guys, that they just go right into the battle, and they risk their lives when something like that happened, and to be able to thank them, for doing so was nice. I'm glad we got to do it.
You faced Pittsburgh here last month, your first game against your former team, and you beat them, so that was special. And here's a tweet then from Michelle Pipe. How will it feel to be back in Pittsburgh in February? I think February the 6th, you make your return to the PPG Paints Arena.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be weird, to be on the other side of the ice. Looking forward to it though. To see some of the players, some of the staff, right?
Pittsburgh and Vegas in the Stanley Cup Final. I'm sure you thought of that. Right? Marc-André Fleury enjoying his #1 status with the Golden Knights with some career best numbers here. As our guest on After Hours.